Hello, welcome everyone. My name is Lars Kiib Winter. I'm a marketing specialist here with Liquid Barcodes. Today, primarily, we're going to talk a little bit about subscriptions. I'm joined by Lars Hecht, coming here all the way from Denmark. He's got quite the unique story and background, so I'd love to dive into subscriptions with him today. And before we get started, Lars, do you want to just give some background on yourself, your history?
I've been in car wash since 2000, so a few days. On and off with Shell, Circle K, now with the Danish company called Wash World. But so I developed actually a subscription program for Circle K globally with Liquid Barcodes. And since then I've developed a few other systems with other companies, but quite a bit of experience and learnings out of working with Matt Stanielsen at Liquid Barcode. Very pleased to say that I think probably we both learned something out of this, because we ran into some obstacles and some issues, but we overcome them, and I think they have a good product. We Circle K have a good product, and so it's life is a journey, and you learn every day.
Getting back into the nitty-gritty of subscription programs.
Yep.
As an operator, should you be afraid of implementing subscriptions?
You should be afraid of not implementing subscription, because, I mean, look at Spotify, YouTube, whatever you have, it's on subscription in my opinion. And if the commerce operator is not on subscription, customers will go somewhere else. When I started working with subscription, I was pretty afraid that it would take my business away or minimizing my margin, because I would say all these nice full price paying customers, they go away and become subscribers. But what actually happened is that it adds to your business, and it's a mental thing. You got to see it work, you got to run the numbers, you got to see your own business develop. So what I experienced, and that's thanks to Matt Stanielsen actually, he told me about how the subscription business actually add recurring revenue, which is so very important for the car wash industry.
Right.
But also, it actually enabled us to upsell to customers that we would never be in touch with if we didn't have subscription. Because it is price-focused customers basically that run subscription.
Right.
And it's just so convenient.
Yes. So there's tons of factors that you would have to consider as an operator when implementing subscriptions. Do you see subscriptions as one size fits all, or?
I'm glad you asked that question, because I had the opportunity to work with a company, very, very, very global company in US, in Canada, and up to 10 different countries in Europe. What I noticed was it was not one size fits all. It was actually very different. Canadian customers, very, very different to US customers, certainly very different to European customers within the European Union. Even from country to country, totally different perception, totally different aims, totally different customer behavior.
Right.
It's not one size fits all. So, but then you got to read your data, you got to understand the numbers, and that's the whole point here. You cannot go in and develop a subscription system which is off the shelf, and this is what Liquid Barcode does very well. They help you adjust to the market that you're in, given the market's feedback and intelligence, and just accommodate those data and that insight, which is very important. I'll give you one example. In Canada, the price of subscription is 5 times a normal car wash program.
Wow.
In US, that's standard knowledge. It's just less than 2 washes is your normal subscription package.
Right.
But in Canada, they would just wash as crazy. So you would have to bump up the price. So you don't know that before you get going.
Right.
We took some pretty hefty learnings.
So subscriptions, loyalty, do they fit into each other?
It is. Subscription is loyalty, and that's the whole point. You can develop all kinds of interesting loyalty program, but I have a good saying, and you may have heard of that before: money talks and bullshit walks. So it's all about giving a good price, and then you got your loyalty. If you don't offer your customer, if you tell them loyalty but don't show them loyalty, what do you got?
Exactly.
Nothing. Yeah. So recurring revenue coming back. You can upsell your customers. You can even get them to recommend somebody, refer another one. This is good business.
We've been asked a lot of technical questions here today at our booth alone. Some of those questions have been about camera systems. How do subscriptions work with your POS system? What was your experience with that?
I had a collaboration going with Matt Stanius and Liquid Barcode concerning adding license plate recognition to the program at another big retailer. We chose not to because the fraud, and we all know there are frauds in subscription. People will try to get a free wash or wash their friend's car or their mom's car or something. But it didn't justify the investment of the cameras because we tested with and without cameras. So we just said that you have your phone, that's your unique identifier, that's plenty. There is a 3 to 5% fraud-ish, and it can never pay for cameras. Absolutely not. But I mean, you can have it, but then you got to take the consequences of it. If a customer try to pass with a false plate or a plate which is not correct, you got to have personnel or means to say, you cheated, get out of my lot.
Yes.
I'm not so sure you want to do that, really. Yeah. So phone is working nicely.
And one last question. I know we have someone out here today who's just getting ready to implement subscriptions here in the U.S. Any advice you could give to U.S. operators?
Listen, learn. There's not one size fits all, and your particular market will be your particular pocket. And this is where you, with these folks, can adjust your system so that it works as it should in your area. One of the things that is important, in my opinion, is being able to interact with your community, especially if you're in a local area, with charity programs or free washes. Where I come from, in this part of the world, we're working with football clubs, getting all the football members, the hockey members of that particular town to sign up with a subscription, and then we will give the club itself a little fee to help stimulate the uptake of subscribers in that area. That's quite a good business, I tell you. So just adding to the business. You would never have gotten those subscribers, in my opinion, if you haven't gone through the young person or the child, the athlete, whatever you got in your local community.
Yes. You have to do some outreach.
Yep.
You can't just set up subscriptions and let them go. You have to work,
but I tell you,
work for it.
One size doesn't fit all here. That's just the fact.
Yes.
But if you know your market, you can adapt this program to bend around its tree, my opinion.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Cool. Always a pleasure.